Good morning, everyone. Trying this once again, GoPro. Had some tips from Slick and other people. I couldn't do the linear without switching it to 1080p, but I did put it on 30 foot per second or frames per second, probably frames. But I thank everyone that helped. Hope this better than my phone. Excuse me, phone, I guess. Considering the phone is, well, it's old, and I've dropped it many times. But I've been tinkering around with the bike. I went ahead and I've tried. Of course, it had the Bendix. Then I tried my S&S. Then I tried the CV carb with the mount so I could use that style of mount on the manifold. So that worked. And which close I configured, it's an 81 to 83 key-in carburetor. Missing a few things, but I found a few things in my stash. And, well, the Bendix was good, a cough now and then, and I tried to tune these as best as possible. This one, probably the least amount of coughing. The S&S, and I checked for air leaks and everything, would get coughing. This one would get a cough, or as they say, a sneeze. I didn't know about that. But that's something somebody, I seen somebody say, it's called a sneeze. From the key-in, from those days. I did find a 1980 article somebody had written about doing some things with this one, the key-in, to eliminate as much as possible. And this really doesn't. It's about as much as the Bendix, maybe a little bit less, and I think it's a little snappier in throttle response. Now, I've not been able to ride because it's snowy out, but it's supposed to get warm. But the Andrews made a accelerator pump bottom, and you actually had to drill a small hole, and you used it. The reason was, as this progressed, this model, EPA wanted certain things done, and how they did it, the manufacturer of the carburetor, they did not put the check valve in here, so when you would give it throttle, the accelerator pump would work, but some of it would go right back into the bowl. Somebody had already taken the screw out of here, and it's kind of like the screw you have here for the S&S. So I went ahead, I was going to put it in, then I took it out, and I noticed that this sprayed about half the throttle. When I watched me work the throttle, about half the throttle. So hopefully I should get that kit. It was hard to find, it's discontinued, and in the article that was one of the things that said it really helped. Now, what's really interesting or odd, the main jet, I've got a 170 in that one, but slow jet's supposed to be 70. Now, for the FX, slow jet, 72. By the time it got to the soft tail, they were down to a 50. So there may have been some differences in the carburetor by the time they were putting them on the early soft tails and the Evo, because this goes up to 84. So this almost, well, maybe not, but there was a soft tail, and that's what they used. Mine has an 88 in here. An 88. I'll turn the light off. Maybe it's better, maybe it's not. Since I can't see the little screen. But the 88 is what they put in there. Now, are they trying to overcome that problem with the accelerator pump. If they did, it's kind of working pretty good. You turn this all the way down. You know, the fuel, they always say fuel air, but I've always understood if it's on this side of the carb, it's fuel. If it's on this side, the adjustment, it's air. And let me know if I'm wrong. I'm always interested in learning. But if you turn this all the way down, like even in this one where it's got at the bottom there, or this one here, or this adjustment, if you turn it all the way down, it really doesn't almost kill the motor, then the pilot jet is too large. But for, I don't know what kind of mileage I'll get on this, but in the end I'm going to put the key in back on. I like the fact when you pull the clutch or pull the choke, it actually brings up the RPMs like on the cars of the 60s. It would, you know, kind of drop and the RPMs would be high for cold starts, and of course it closes that, the butterfly. That way I won't have to fiddle with my penny all the time. I did have to shorten this a little bit on the key in, but I saved it, and I can always put a larger, if I put the Bendix back on, I can either swedge that or put something over it and then make it longer again if needed. But that's what I'm up to. Let's see, I had to put the newer style on instead of where I had to nip this off, and then you, on the Bendix, you actually put it through and it pinches. So that's kind of a modern thing. At least, you know, this should actually have a Tillotson, but everybody, they're not real happy with the Tillotson. I mean, the all kinds of weird stuff. I mean, they have a propensity, even I think, to have a fire problem. I don't want that. I noticed when I was running it, I did get probably a main seal leak. We'll see. I mean, it's not that hard to change. I can do that in, you know, a couple hours if I need to. I did buy one. I was hoping for the best. I put, this has always worked pretty well, this 205 reseal. And if it's a seal, not a gasket, but a seal, this works pretty good. It's a polymer. So that's my cabinet of bits and bobs and stuff. I've actually even got some rope lubricant for, goes back years ago, for elevators. I used to put it on the ropes on the elevators. I don't use it very often. It's sticky. So that's about it. I did put up I found 1, 2, and 3 tarps out in the shed in the back by the old train tracks. And out here, of course, it's dark now. Of course, they don't have the light on. But, I mean, they're not the best tarps, but they're better than that thin plastic. And now I still have the thin plastic up there, this area. So, well, let's see, that's about it for here. I hope this was better than, like I say, the camera or the phone I've had. And you guys have a great rest of your weekend. Next, it's supposed to get up to 40 or so. So if I can get down the end of the driveway, the street's probably pretty good. It's always at the end of the driveway where the ice builds up. Well, I'll catch you guys later. I think that's about it. I've been out here about 3 days continually tinkering with these carburetors. Just trying them, just seeing how they worked. How you know, and like I say, I sprayed around the intake and everything. And those, the CV and the S&S, you know, other than just working with them, I couldn't get the cough out of it, the sneeze. So, going back to the key-in carburetor, like I say, I like that. It seems to be a little snappier than the Bendix. And it's still kind of period. So, other than that, have a great week, and I'll catch you guys later. and we'll see if this works out. If it shows up, I figured it out again. I think this SD card is really small, and sometimes it's real hard to download to the app. I've had stuff that never gets to the app from the phone. I don't know if it's